Hello! In this video I'll be looking at two objections that I have to Sye Ten Bruggencate's use of the term certain. I will also go over a quick criticism that I have of one of his rhetorical strategies that he likes to employ. Part 1. One of the questions Sye likes to ask people is, how do you know that your mind isn't flawed in some way? One of the questions that is asked of him is the same thing. How do you know that your mind isn't flawed in some way? How do you know you're not crazy? How do you know you're not in the Matrix? How do you know this, that, and the other thing? I have selected a couple of clips from his appearance on the Magic Sandwich Show in April 2012, and if you want to watch the whole thing, I'll put a link down here for the Magic Sandwich Show, which you can watch on YouTube.
How do you know that I haven't built this computer and that you are in it?
Because God reveals some things to us such that we can be certain of them.
I come up to you and I say all this crazy stuff that a schizophrenic person would say, but then I say, God has revealed this to me such that I can know for certain that my thoughts are accurate. How do you know that you are not this person, this schizophrenic?
Because God has revealed it such that I can... See, the thing is, what you're actually bringing up is a problem for you.
Will you explain how it is that you know that you've got the correct revelation and not Sir Isaac Newton?
I've already answered that question because he's revealed it such that I can be certain of it.
So as you probably figured out, I'm not completely content with those answers. I think they leave a little bit to be desired. He does go on to say, well, you know, an omnipotent being would be able to make me certain. That settles it. That works, right? I don't really think this is the case. I'm going to try to kind of spell out my objection in a logical format. Premise 1. The human mind can misunderstand, misinterpret, and misremember experiences. Premise 2. If one is using knowledge that is built upon one's memory and understanding of an experience to verify one's memory and understanding of that experience, one's knowledge is built upon something which has not been verified and is thus uncertain. Premise 3. Sye uses knowledge that is built upon and contingent upon his understanding and memory of a certain experience to verify his memory and understanding of that experience. Conclusion. Sye's knowledge about this experience is built upon something that has not been verified and is thus uncertain. Part 2. At one point during the show, Sye was asked by D.P.R. Jones, How? How did God make you certain? Here's Sye's response.
How?
I don't know how God made a cow, but it does not follow that because I don't know how God made a cow that he didn't make a cow. I don't know how God makes me certain, but it does not follow that because I don't know how God makes me certain, he didn't make me certain. God makes us certain of it such that we can know it.
This is a somewhat weak analogy. The existence of a cow is not contingent upon, do I know how the cow was made? No, I don't. So the cow must not exist. No. The existence of certainty, however, there's a difference there. The difference is, the degree to which you're able to be certain about something is directly proportional to the degree to which you're able to verify where the belief came from. Without a foundation, certainty can't be built. It can only be imagined. And I think that is the problem. Part 3. So my last topic here is argumentum ad hominem, at least that's what I'm calling it. Basically, I didn't want to make a whole separate video for it, so I'm just including it here. It'll be like 2 minutes. Here we go. On more than one occasion, Sye will listen to his opponent go blah, 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 logic, blah, 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 or maybe bad logic, whatever. Eventually, Sye will interrupt and say, well, can I just ask you one question? How do you know your mind isn't flawed? Can't explain that. And the person will say, well, I guess I can't explain that. And Sye will be like, well, you're done. That's it. That's the end of the story. Here's a couple clips to show you what I mean.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
How do you know that your mind isn't being controlled?
I don't.
Okay, thank you very much, and then you're done.
That answers that.
That's why you're employing. Go on.
Let me ask you one quick question, Thunderfoot. Is it possible that your mind... Is it possible that your mind is being controlled, Thunderfoot?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, that's Concordance and Thunderfoot, who both say it's possible their mind is being controlled, so they can't know anything to be true. Who else? I see Alex Botten, one of my old...
So I'm pretty sure Sye's point was a person whose mind is potentially flawed isn't really in a position to judge the merits of other philosophies because they don't even know if they can reason correctly. They haven't accounted for their ability to reason. Is their reasoning flawed? They don't know, so they can't really judge anything. That's probably his point. The problem is, that's only one person out of three. When you're discussing things in public, there are three people you have to respond to. Your opponent, okay, Sye, he's ejected his opponent, whatever. Yourself, you need to be able to answer things for yourself. We'll pretend that he can do that. I don't know. We'll just say he's being intellectually honest, to be generous. So the third party, the audience is left there, and from their perspective, the objections that have been raised are still standing. This is a flaw in Sye's rhetoric. By responding to the man, by responding ad hominem, he has not responded to the objection. And the audience is left wondering, I wonder if that is actually a knockdown objection. Don't know. Can Sye respond to it? Don't know. This is a flaw. Thank you and good night.